Welcome to Elena's Barre Low Impact Full Body Workouts. On this channel you find different format workouts that will help you to tone up your muscles, improve your posture, gain overall strength, endurance, balance and flexibility. Check more classes on Elena's Barre Patreon. Join us for my crazy piano practice on Sundays. We also talk about controversial topics that can trigger you. You participate in our conversations voluntarily at your own risk. Read the disclaimer in the description box. If you don't want to be mentally or physically challenged, I suggest that you skip this video. Thank you so much for your understanding. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Barre Low Impact Full Body Workouts. I'm today with Eamma. And hi, Eamma. Good to see you. Yes. Good. So we are going today to read some of my article that I wrote this week. I hope that you had a chance to read it, and then we will debunk some of the bullshit. Unless we have somebody from the Red Pill community joining us. I sent the invitation to Glenn, and I did send the invitation to Nick from Christianity Unplugged. Even if they don't join us, guys, I suggest that you follow them. They are great content creators. Nick has been through some stuff, and he is a former pastor, so you can check his videos. He is very knowledgeable. He talks about Christianity and religion. And then Glenn also makes very good content. So I recommend you follow those guys. Good. We have Ashton today. Great to see you, Ashton. Cool. Hey. So where is the counting ship? He's usually here.
He is usually here.
Yeah, well, maybe something happened to him. It's a weekend. So let's look into the article then. Oh, guys, let me put this one on. Hold on here. I'll put it on. Yeah, and I'll leave it there. Because I don't want to keep saying, oh, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. Anyway, so let's get to the article. And I'm going to show to you how you can actually find it, okay? Just so that you know. So let's go here to my YouTube channel. You see the page, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you click on 9 links here, and then you scroll down, and then you go to Substack. Okay, so you can still see it, right?
Yes.
Did it change to Substack?
No, you've still got the menu up with all the options.
Okay, so well, this is how you get there. Let me stop sharing this one then, and I'll share another one. So if you click the link on 9 links there, scroll down, you find the Substack link there, you click on it, and then it will open you this one. Does it make sense? Did you see it, Eamma?
Yeah, I was reading. Sorry.
Okay. So then you click on this latest article. Let's see if I click on it, will it change?
Yes.
Does it change?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is a pretty long article, okay? And I'm talking about the agency for women here. So what I'm saying is if women want agency and authority, they should take 100% of responsibility for their actions. And I see a lot of women say that, oh, why can't you be a wife and a mother and entrepreneur, all of the things at once. Well, our society kind of supports that, but realistically, you can't really do that, okay? So many times in my life, I heard women saying to other women that you can do whatever you want to do. You only live once, so enjoy every moment of your life and follow your heart and follow your dreams. We've heard this one many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's used in multiple areas, not just like you talk to women, it's fitness instructors who are promoting this same kind of message. It's the content creators. I get deeper into this. I describe it in the article. Obviously, we are not going to read the whole article. I recommend that you read it and leave your comments under there. Tell me what you think about it, okay? So while these messages sound really nice, they are lying to you, ladies. They are selling you a lie. They promote carelessness and lack of responsibility. Women are more prone to being deceived, and advertisers, content creators, media corporations, politicians, businesses, corporations, churches, schools, and colleges know this, and they use these messages and other emotional manipulations to convert women into more masculine creatures, being strong and independent, who can live without men. And they also are pushing men to behave in a subservient, spineless, and clueless emotional way. So here I'm describing this. And then, they push men to give up the control over their lives and authority to women and behave like servant leaders, defend my lady's honor, even though she behaves like a promiscuous woman and values her freedom and independence from men, but yet she relies on alimony, child support, and tax money she gets from men through the government. So there are a lot of assistance programs from government that support single mothers, single women, and this is what women are relying on. They're like, oh, I'm strong and independent, I make my own money. Then would you cut yourself out from the alimony and child support? Because the money you make as a nail technician or whatever, it's not going to be enough to maintain your lifestyle and the lifestyle of your kids. It's not going to be enough to pay for the schools. Oh, yet she sends her schools to the public school where she doesn't have to pay for them. And then it's just indoctrination for the kids. She doesn't give a shit about your kids.
No.
Honestly, I think that kids should not be at custody of the mother. The father should take the custody of the kids. Okay. Yeah, we talked about feminism many times here on this channel, and you can.
Am I right? In a lot of states favour the father when it comes to custody.
Which state?
I don't know. I was watching something earlier, and they were talking about divorce, and they were like, a lot of states actually favour the father having custody. But obviously, I'm not American, so I can't speak for your law system.
Yeah, I don't know. We would need to talk to a lawyer here to see, just to see the statistics, and what happens. Usually, the custody kids go to the mother, but I might be mistaken. Let me stop sharing for a second to see if you have any comments. Maybe Sheep is here. Oh, he's not here. What's happened to him?
Yeah.
Ashton. Yeah, usually it's the mother here who takes custody of kids. Okay, let's go back to it. So, yeah. Yeah, well, I talked about the impact that propaganda has on people's behavior, how it infiltrated all of the institutions with the feminist ideology. Feminism corrupted the church and the marriage. Marriage has become about the state. So if you want to get married, you need to get the license from the state to get married.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are not allowed to marry, right? But it used to be that the church would approve or disapprove the marriage. But now church surrendered its authority and role in having any say in how we do marriage today. It surrendered it to the state. And then the government pushed the laws that benefit women to keep women separated from men, because this way both men and women can pay separate taxes, and because women constitute most voices in the electoral process, so they can push whichever law they want, and they know that women will be the majority that will vote, if they push it in an emotional way, even if the men are married to women, because men listen to their wives. They do as their wives tell them to do. So basically, any bullshit that you want to push it through women. This is all I'm saying here. So it's very easy to convince women to do what they want them to do to win the election. If women are being sold a sweet lie that promises women more free benefits and support, women will swallow it like a candy. If we look back into the biblical patriarchy and what the Bible was saying, we can see that women were more prone to be deceived by the evil, and nothing changed female nature since then. Look at Eve. She was the one who listened to the devil. She was the one who ate the forbidden fruit and fed it to Adam. Adam was stupid to trust her, and by doing so, he gave her the authority that she was never meant to have.
Well, the devil could never have convinced Adam to do it, so he had to go to the
He
woman.
had to go to the woman. Well, and see, this is what I'm talking about here. It was the greatest sin of man to surrender the authority to women. My question would be to Glenn, maybe. Like, people take everything they read literally, okay? So if it's mentioned in the Bible that Adam listened to Eve, therefore Adam should listen to Eve, where is the moral, guys? You should learn from the Bible. The Bible is trying to teach you a lesson. This is why you need to keep reading to where God was angry at both of them for doing what they did. Look at the consequences. But no, Adam listened to his wife. Then notice what happened later after he listened to his wife. And the same applies to also Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare wrote this to mock at the feelings and tinglies, but people have completely twisted it. Oh, because Romeo and Juliet killed each other for their love. Somehow they became heroes. Somehow we should also pursue our feelings and our love, our tinglies. We should listen to our heart. Like, you can't take everything literally. You need to learn from what you're reading, okay? It was here you go. It was the greatest sin that man surrendered the authority to women. Men should read the Bible and learn the best lesson they can learn. They should never surrender their authority to a woman. But how many men read the Bible? So many men actually know that. How many men know that what the Bible actually says? How many men know that a woman is supposed to be the helper to a man, not an entitled ruling bitch with overinflated sexual market value to satisfy the basic biological needs of both? So when women say that, oh, men are more excited about sex, they have more sex drive than women do, it's bullshit, because women still have some sex drive. Women need testosterone. Women need sex too, biologically.
Our sex drive's cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just a cope, like when they say, I don't want to sleep with, I don't want to have sex, as much sex as men do. All they're saying is, I don't want to have sex with you, but I will fuck the bad boys. I will fuck the fuck boys, So if women didn't have a lot of sex drive, we wouldn't have had so many single mothers here. No, seriously. Think about it.
No. I agree with what you've said. It's just the way you've put it.
I mean, biologically, women need sex too. So, yeah. Let's move on. Yeah, men are supposed to be strong and rational, but most men are so concerned about the pussy, they forget about their purpose. They forget about the traits and that constitute a real man. They forget about the order, the hierarchy God placed us into. So first comes God, then a man, then woman, then children. They forget that their role as a man of God is to be faithful to God and guide a woman and their children, not the other way around. How many times we see a woman is the leader in the family, she's wearing the pants, and she's, you do this, and then she controls the kids' lives, she controls the man's life, and she's basically the one on the pedestal taking all of the important decisions. She's not supposed to do that.
No. No, we're supposed to compliment a man. And I'm not meaning by telling them they look nice and, plumping their ego. I mean, in life in general, we should be a complimentary partner to them.
Well, yeah, because this is how God
telling them they look
designed
good
us.
isn't a bad thing either, but that wasn't what I was meaning by the word compliment. Sorry.
Yeah, not the complementarian. Yeah, we have to be careful with our words here.
Yeah.
So the masculine duty is not to buy into deception, being able to say no to devil's manipulations through a woman. And here I get to the point that you mentioned, Eamma, actually. Here, devil found his way into man's life through Eve, the weaker target. Devil knew that if he approached Adam right away, Adam would follow God's order and he would say no to him. Adam would not have eaten the damned apple. This is why you see a lot of brainwashing tactics and delusions are disseminated through women. And the weak men who appease women to get the pussy, and those in power to make bulks of money by selling to women and their feminized husbands what they want to hear, therefore separating men and women even more from each other. Because if you're talking about love, there is no love without respect and genuine desire. And this is why you see even a married couple, a man and a woman, if a woman doesn't respect a man, she doesn't really love him, therefore she's separated from him. And I see a lot of women, they are setting up plan B, like, what if this guy doesn't work out for me? Then here I monkey branch, I need to have the money set aside. There was one case, my husband brought it up to me, where a woman would take $700 out of the common account from her husband and hers, set it aside so that she would have a plan B. And he was making a lot, pretty good money. And something went wrong there in their relationship. He got fed up with her controlling, or like she caught him watching porn or something, because she withheld sex from him. Something went wrong in that relationship. So he only found out about that when they were going through finances, and like settling things out. And then he said, wait a second, where did this money go? Like $700 every month. And she was like, well, her mother told her to do that. And she said, well, it's just in case you decide to cheat on me or you decide to leave me. And he's like, fuck, I'm signing the divorce papers. Here you go, bitch. And then she was doing it for like 8 years, maybe.
Wow.
I think the total was, oh gosh, what was it? Let me calculate it. It wasn't even that much. Maybe she wasn't doing it for that long. I think the total was like $40,000,
Still a tidy amount.
It's a lot, but like slowly with monthly payments to herself from her husband. Like, women enter the union, women enter the relationship with that kind of mindset that, oh, one day something bad is going to happen, and then I'd better be secured, I'd better be taken care of, so I will set aside some money from what he's making, so in case he leaves me, I have a plan B. And he divorced her because it's like, come on, lady. Well, she was following the recommendations of her mother. This is why when people say that, oh, listen to your mother, she knows best. No, she really doesn't. She will tell you how to be single. If your mother is single, don't listen to her. Yeah. So here you go. It's trying to separate men and women. As I mentioned before, there is no love without respect and genuine desire. Those who tell you otherwise, they are selling you a feminist ideology, a feminist lie. So what I often see, how propaganda works, right, and how they wrap it up. They say love is based on emotions and tingles and emotional availability. So when you talk to the dating coaches, they often tell you, ladies, go find this emotionally available man. This is your priority number one. Not that he's the provider, not that he's the protector, right? Like, well, he has to do all of that too, right? But like the first one is emotion. Emotions are so cool. Emotional availability. And how a man makes you feel. Does he make you feel secured, loved, appreciated? Does he worship the ground you walk on? Yeah.
That is what they want, though, isn't it?
Well, if he does, she will lose respect for him right away. It doesn't accentuate respect anywhere, because the moment he sacrifices his frame, he starts worshiping the ground she walks on, picking up the peanuts out of your poop to see where the poop came from Apithor's book. She immediately loses respect for him. And therefore, she can't love him. Therefore, she will be subconsciously looking for another option, plan B. So if he says harsh things to a woman or corrects a woman behavior, he is mean and not safe. He's not safe to be around. See? This creates a very toxic dynamics in the family where a woman trades your overrated sex in exchange for complete compliance from a man who serves her well and only maybe gets a starfish sex once or twice a year. Is a complete slave. Women are the weakest and most vulnerable target for the emotional manipulations, scandals, and other subjective bullshit. And because women refuse to listen to their husbands, fathers, or wise masculine men, and they do as they're being told by the rational men who have better management and direction of their feelings and emotions, women make a lot of irrational choices. So because women refuse to listen to wise, rational, masculine men in their lives, including their fathers, right? A lot of fathers are just subservient imbeciles too. They don't know any better because the mother is the one who takes all of the decisions, right?
Yeah.
So they suppress dad's view and opinion. They're like, oh, your opinion is irrelevant. You're just superfluous. You don't matter. And then a woman is like, I know best what to do with my life. Who are you to teach me and to tell me? And then, yeah, will some men want just to fuck you? Yes, sure, but they are not... not all of them would, though. Some of them will tell you the truth if you're willing to listen. Okay. So women get deceived. They make irrational choices that have negative outcomes for them and for our society later. Women choose to do what sounds good to them. And when life starts falling apart, surprise, surprise, when it suits them, they appeal to victimhood. They're corrupting the system. Without the guidance of strong, rational, masculine men, with women with devil's help, can create a lot of damage for our society. And we see the proof of it today. So here I'm talking about biology here.
Yeah.
You can see, right? Because men need sex biologically, but it's not an excuse for men to lose their head over a pussy. In fact, it's a lifelong test for men. I call it masculinity test because women test how masculine a man is. And if he is an emotional tampon, then women are like, "Foo, I don't want this." She might get along with it if she feels like she can get more money, extract more resources from him.
My mum's ringing me. Sorry, I'm going to have to.
Okay. Yeah, let's check the comments. Oh, Ashton is here. Oh, Ashton, in regards to the group, I don't know. You're trying to create a group to unite all of the peels. I don't think it's going to happen. Like realistically, I mean, you can try, but
Sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah. Talk to Glenn and ask him what he thinks. I don't think realistically it's going to be possible. Even if you create a group, like nobody's going to join it because they most of them are on Twitter anyway, and Facebook it's like old old platform, for
I'm
yeah.
not on Facebook.
You're not on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook at all.
Yeah. So it's like, how many people will you get in that group? I don't think it will work. Pilgrim Peace. Yeah, I read your comment. I know what you're trying to do there. Yeah, I just don't think it will.
How is he?
Huh?
How is Thor?
Oh, Thor is recovering well. Yeah.
Good.
I actually watched the Dragon Ship show with him this Saturday, so he was doing okay. He's still like he says that his vision was impacted, so he can't maybe he can see now better, but yeah, he's a little slow with everything, but like they kind of part of his brain. Yeah, that's what you expect. Yeah, but hopefully it won't come back and then everything will be fine. So he has to do the check,
Yeah.
periodically. So yeah, guys, I'm going to share the link in the description box. Please go donate something, help out Thor to take care of his wife. The link will be in the description box. Okay, cool. So let's get back to it. Okay. I call it masculinity test, right? So when a woman tests if a man can maintain his masculine frame or he defaults to her frame. And then if he defaults to her frame, she realizes that she can do whatever she wants with him. And this is how you end up with this toxic kind of dynamics in the family where she is the one who takes all of the important decisions and he is spineless, clueless, subservient, imbecile. Yeah, some people call it shit test. I know that Rollo Tomasi in his book The Rational Male, he calls it a shit test. If a man is not masculine and a woman cannot respect him, she cannot have genuine desire for him, and therefore she cannot love him. And as a result, she cannot stay with him in the long-term relationship. Prior, historically, she could because our society didn't support horse or whorish behavior, right?
Yep.
But even men, they were more masculine. Even the beta men, the beta provider men, they behaved in a more masculine way. Not all of them, but like most of them did, and they wouldn't take crap from women. So, yeah. Now you see how propaganda changed that behavior in men and in women too.
Yeah.
So
but no, I think in this country it's called pussy whipped.
Pussy whipped. Oh, that's a good one. Let me write it down. Pussy whipped. Yeah. I'm going to use it in my next article and refer to Eamma. Cool.
But yeah, the power of the pussy, isn't it? It's
Yeah, I love writing. It's a kind of therapeutic, and it allows to summarize the ideas and then share them with you guys. And because I've been watching the content in the Red Pill community for a few years now, so I have a lot of thoughts and ideas that need some kind of plan, you know.
yeah.
So I find writing helps to to get some ideas across. Okay, so where did we stop? Here. So he if he sacrifices his masculinity for her pussy, she knows that she's in charge of that relationship, and he's just a spineless, clueless, subservient imbecile. So women know it when you do it, guys.
Yeah.
Don't be a simp. So you are just a simp if you do that. Easily achieve target who sacrifices his interests, goals, and life mission for any pussy. A man who will do anything to make her happy, and a man who has no will. He is her slave who cannot resist her emotional manipulations. Yes, and this is how she starts manipulating you. Once she knows that you are not a man, you're not a true man, right? She will be like, oh, okay, he can get away with this. Okay, I'll push here, he can get away with more. And eventually, a lot of men, they just blow up because they can't hold the bullshit anymore, you know.
Yeah.
Or she did it so many times, even like the safest, the the most woman lovers, loving and appreciating men out there who worship the ground she walks on. Eventually something bad happens to this man. She cheats on him in his own apartment, like Melinda cheated on Destiny, and he got kicked into his teeth, even though he was defending my lady's honor. You see,
Occasionally they'll make a stand and like try to stand up and exercise their will, but usually the woman just kicks off back and the men just shut up for a quiet life.
Well, because it's either that, Eamma, or their sex is on the line.
Yeah.
Their access to sex is on the line. They marry a woman, they commit to her for the long-term relationship. They kind of sacrifice their biological nature. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, okay? Especially if you're talking about monogamous relationships. I think it's healthy because when both men and the woman commit to each other, it's healthier for our society as a whole, rather than having polygynous relationships. But men sacrifice a lot of options. They sacrifice their resources to be in a relationship with one woman. And they do it in hope that they get constant access to sex with one woman. And if a woman withholds sex from a man in that relationship, she trades her sex in exchange for his complete compliance.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be her servant in order to get a little bit of sex. And if it starts low, and we did a video with Glenn where a guy actually divorced a woman. He divorced a woman because he didn't have sex for 2 years with her.
That's a long time, isn't it?
That's a long time, but if it starts low, like you guys think that, oh, I'm going to wife her and then I'll get a lot of sex from her. And women are good at hiding it and like, look, just to get married, just to get you on the hook for the long-term relationship, just to get your commitment, they will fuck you. They will fuck you multiple times in multiple angles. so that you completely forget, you will be blindsided. Oh, love. And yeah, she will trick you into believing that this is what you'll always get. And then boom, you marry her, and then slowly, they don't do it right away, right? These women are not stupid. If anything, they are conniving, you know, like they know what they are doing, because it seems to work, right? But it only works on these simps. So or the men who don't who don't own their masculinity. So she slowly starts reducing availability to sex, slowly over time. And then in 2 years' time, like in that case, he completely had no sex with her. And then he divorced her. And he did good. I mean, he could have done it sooner. Because withholding sex from your husband is sexual immorality and abomination, according to the Bible. So if you are married, you can't withhold sex. Yeah. But a lot of women do. They trade sex, and then they find it elsewhere. Look, because it's a biological need, women need it too. If she didn't give him sex for 2 years, rest assured she was fucking somebody on the side. Because for 2 years, like, come on, women have some sexual drive too.
I mean, that's a long time.
That's a long time. She only stayed with him, and she was even like, well, I wouldn't want to divorce him. Well, because he was making enough money. And this is why women are always trying to operate with this logic that one man is for sex and tinglies, and another man is for provision. Because apparently you can't have both. You can if the guy that you chose to fuck with and you enjoyed fucking with him, he can't provide you with the lifestyle, then you don't get the lifestyle. You have to sacrifice the lifestyle in exchange for tinglies, in exchange for sex. But women were told that they can have it all. They can have a cake and eat it too. This is why she chooses one man for fucking and another man for provision. Yeah. And it's best if those two men never know about the existence of each other. But eventually, she will stop fucking the provision guy because she only uses his resources, right?
Yeah.
Or he will figure it out eventually, maybe, you know? Or she cheats on him. When women operate with this kind of mentality, eventually they will get caught. Eventually. This is how it happened to my husband's ex-wife. She got caught on the phone. Like, she didn't even physically, he didn't have to watch her do it.
Yeah.
He just, men are not stupid. Men are not stupid. They will figure it out. If they don't ignore the signs that are given to them, if they pay attention to the red flags, to the signs. And this is why women are so pissed at the red pill guys, because they kind of exposed the female nature and what women are doing. So women couldn't really do it, you know. Now they have to like wiggle around and, oh, you just revealed our secrets, what we do to men. Why do you think they are so pissed at the red pill guys? Because they revealed the truth. So yeah. Don't be a simp, guys.
No, I mean, both sexes are people, and we both have needs. We both have, we both of us deserve respect. But obviously, you have got to earn it as well. It's not a given, but no, just to walk all over them, it's not right.
Yeah. And then here I'm also mentioning, you can also see a man is a simp when he's redirecting his initial messages and if he changes his moral standards and principles for female approval. I see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This man has been conquered by women. He is not a rational masculine man anymore because he gave up his masculine frame. Here you go.
Yep.
You can't do it, especially if you portray yourself at the beginning to be the rational man, and then you simp for women, you say the things that appease women, especially certain type of women. Yeah. So it's interesting to observe how women still have female nature in them, allowing them to determine whether a man is respectable or not based on his behavior. So if he behaves like a man, if he is a masculine man, a woman respects him. If he's not a masculine man, a woman, disposal folder. He goes straight there, right? And how he positions himself. While a lot of men completely give up their masculine nature in pursuit of your happiness, they lower the standards for women because this is what society and women for multiple generations have been telling them to do. And this is what men think they need to do to get free access to your pussy.
No, they should be held to a higher standard.
Well, I know. I agree with you here. I'm just saying that, what am I saying? The sentence is long, yeah. Okay. So, if a man completely gives up his masculine nature in pursuit of woman's happiness, he lowers the standards for a woman. Women disrespect this man. This is what I'm saying here, I hope. Yeah, and they do it because society and women have been telling them to do it for multiple generations so that they could get access to sex, you know? So, man, if you want to be with a wife who gives you sex, you just need to comply to her frame. You just give up your masculine frame. You do as she tells you to do, and then you will get some sex. You know, this is what they are selling. I'm not telling you to do that. Just to make it clear, okay? Ironically, women are disgusted by simps and servant leaders, and men who give up their dominant masculine presence. Women think they want free stuff, but once they get it, they do not appreciate it, and they disrespect the person who gave it to them for free because they didn't have to work for it. They haven't earned it. And this applies to like nice lifestyle. If a woman just gets taken care of and she doesn't contribute, she doesn't offer anything of value to you. It could be sex, it could be cooking, cleaning, you know, other female duties that you want her to do. And each man is going to have different standards, obviously, right? Because it's your masculine point of origin. You need to have your own set of standards, right? For a woman. So if she doesn't comply with those standards, and if you just give her what she wants and she doesn't do any work, if she doesn't comply with your frame, if she doesn't want to be a part of your life, then she is not going to respect you because you give her the stuff for free. You give her the nice lifestyle for free that she doesn't she didn't work for. She hasn't earned it. She might think that she deserves it, and you might think so too because she's so pretty and etc. But in fact, it's psychology, guys. Okay, you won't get her respect. And if you can't get her respect, she can't sincerely love you. She can't have sincere desire for you. Right? So women didn't have to prove themselves to a man who gave them what they wanted. That women are worthy of good attitude and nice things. Yeah. So if a woman gets everything for free and she doesn't have to offer anything in exchange for the services that she gets from you, for the lifestyle that you provide for her.
Yeah.
If she gets it for free, she's not going to respect you. So if you don't have healthy boundaries with her, if you don't preserve your masculine frame, you are a sucker, basically. So Eve from the Bible, from Genesis, was the one who tested Adam, and he failed her masculinity she test. And women are not going to reveal you up front. Okay, man, now I'm going to shit test you.
Yeah,
I know it
just
would be
answers.
right. It's like it would be so much easier if women did, right? But no, women are sneaky. We are not doing this. Okay, we have creative ways to figure out.
Well, if women advertised that they were going to treat men like shit and manipulate the arse out of them, then they wouldn't get any men. So yeah, they've got to be
exactly.
sneaky.
They have to be sneaky, they have to be creative, and they are not upfront with it, right?
Yeah.
So if you are looking for a fair warning that she tells you, oh, wait, now I'm going to run a shit test on you, so you'd better man up, you'd better be ready. Well, maybe some women do, but then men can memorize what to say or like how to behave, right? They can kind of fake it too. I'm not saying that men are perfect here, because what happens a lot is like when men date women, right? They can portray themselves as being this alpha macho man, especially they go to the gym, they show off their body, the muscles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe but by some miracle you happen to pass your shit test, right? But women keep shit testing you, and if you can't sustain it, then you will lose. You have to be in charge. You have to preserve the masculine frame, and I highly recommend you guys to follow Api Thor, read his book, A Dominant Masculine Presence, and then also follow Glenn Lawrence. He actually has a Bible group that you could join. He's running it with Nick from Christianity Unplugged. The link is in the description box. So join that group. They are talking about how you can apply the red pill principles with the Bible. Yeah.
I don't know how true it is. I mean, have you ever heard of Lilith? Because apparently she's not in Genesis, but apparently a lot of people reckon, especially like the pagans and everything, say that Lilith was actually Adam's first wife, or she was the first. Adam was created and then Lilith, and she refused to submit to him. So that's why she was written out of the Bible, and then Eve was brought in. But if Lilith is right, then Adam lucked out with both of his women, really, didn't he?
Yeah. And look, the best lesson I think that the Bible is saying there is men should never give up their control of their life and control of the situation to their woman. They should never give up their masculine frame. They should never give up their authority to a woman, because even if Lilith was there and she didn't want to comply with his frame, and then he got Eve, and then he still couldn't reestablish his frame, he lost his frame there. They should tell you that like not necessarily what you read literally from the Bible is I don't want to say the good thing, but you can't take literally what a person did in the Bible without acknowledging the consequences of his choices, or her choices. like read the Bible till the end, right? Or at least if you are in Genesis, just like read the whole part to see how it ended for him and for his wife. And think about the consequences. You can't just say, oh, because Adam did it, I should do it too, because it was described in the process that he was doing it.
Yeah.
Look, Romeo and Juliet killed themselves. Should you go kill yourself too? I mean, if you are literally following every single step that the characters there did.
Yeah.
Take the moral, guys. So where were we? So instead of learning from Adam's mistake, a lot of men assumed Adam's frame of a loser, and they operate under a scarcity mindset. They operate under female frame. And logically, a lot of women would say, but Adam listened to Eve, or this is what we talked with you about. So should other men listen to women as well?
Well, not really. I mean, it didn't really end well, did it, for them?
Well, I know. This is where I'm getting here. Men are supposed to listen to their wives. This is what feminists would tell you, right? Like, because Eve was the one who brought him an apple, and he still listened to her, right? He trusted her. He ate an apple. So logically, by feminist logic,
I think it was actually fruit. I don't think it actually says apple in the Bible.
Oh, apple? It's not.
No, we all say it's apple, but
apple. Okay, it could be something else. Hold on, let me check the Bible. I have a Bible here. I have a Bible here. It was the tree gaining wisdom. Yeah.
But yeah, it just tells them not to eat the fruit. But yeah, for some reason we all assume it's an apple.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those Mandela effects. Sorry,
It's possible.
Sent us off on a tangent. Sorry.
He lives here. So here you go. I'm going to read an extract here.
Does it all say?
You will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open. Yeah, it doesn't specify. And you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. So he was there with her, and he didn't say anything to her.
No.
Then the eyes of both of men were open, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. And then they heard God coming, and then here, have you eaten, God asks, have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from? The man said, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree. Yeah, you're right. It's a fruit. It's not an apple, guys. Sorry, I need to correct that.
And everybody thinks it's an apple. So even I did for years.
It's a fruit. Good call, Emma. I was reading it like when I was writing. Why I didn't? I just I could have said otherwise, but okay. So the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it.
So he throws her under the bus, straight. Well, the proverbial bus, because they weren't invented then. But yeah, he throws her under the bus straight away, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He didn't like, oh, I was the one that I'm taking accountability for her and for her stupid actions, right? He wasn't white knighting for her. So then the Lord God said to the woman, what is this you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me and I ate. Oh.
Well, she's not taking responsibility either.
Obviously. the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, you will be cursed, and etc. Okay, so and then I will greatly increase your pains. To the woman, the Lord said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With your pain, you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you.
Yep.
You see here, a woman is supposed to have desire only for your husband. She's supposed to sleep only with your husband. Single mommies. And who else is there? Whores. Watch this. If you read the Bible, at least read it till, read the good version of the Bible. The original one. Okay. So then to Adam, he said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. So he is punishing man for listening and trusting the woman.
Yep.
Through painful toil, you will eat of it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. And this is what we keep doing now, right? Up until today, we are still eating from the earth, right?
Yep.
By the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food. That's true, until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Here, the punishment.
Yep.
And then Adam named his wife Eve. Yeah, after that happened, the fall of the man, then he named her Eve. And see, here I'm describing also that if God intended women to rule, he would have explicitly said so in the Bible, but he didn't.
He would have created the woman first.
Exactly my point. Yeah. So
he only created woman so the man wasn't lonely.
So God got disappointed in both of them, and he punished both of them.
Yep. Ow.
They both, in their own way, violated God's order. If God meant for a woman to rule the world, he would have explicitly said so in the Bible. He would have created a woman first, and he would have given her the authority to name other creatures. But he didn't. In a traditional biblical setting, women are supposed to submit to their husbands in everything. Woman's desire should only be for her husband, but the world we live in right now promotes that women not only don't have to listen to their husbands, but they can cheat on their husbands and demand complete submission and compliance from their husbands in exchange for access to their vagina. I should say limited access. Since there are a lot of women who are withholding sex from marriage to their husbands. So as you can see, the biblical script has been completely flipped. Then according to the Bible, men are not supposed to pedestalize and simp for women. They are not supposed to worship the ground she walks on. I love this phrase from R.P. Thor. They are not supposed to behave this way. But we see a lot of them do, especially the ones in power who have influence over others. And they say other men to listen to them to be women's slaves. According to the Bible, women are supposed to listen to their husbands and submit to them in everything. But again, how often do we see this occurrence? If you happen to observe these intersexual dynamics with a dominant masculine man and a submissive woman to him, or submissive woman, I should say, who respects and loves your husband, you are the luckiest person, because this is the example of a good, long-lasting, healthy relationship. that is going to work in the long run. So if the message of your idols doesn't match the biblical standards, and challenge what you see, you should challenge what you see and hear from them. Big content creators, institutions, and media professionals tell you what. Okay, I need to add a few words here. I think it makes no sense. Hold on. So if the message of your idols doesn't match the biblical standards, challenge what you see and hear from them. Big content creators, institutions, and media professionals tell you. Okay, what I need to add here? What? Yeah, this is what happens every time I read it. I find some things to correct. Okay, especially if they claim themselves to be traditional conservatives, pro-biblical patriarchy, or Christians. Yeah. Oh, and here I'm coming back to the agency that we started with. Historically, most women didn't have agency. The women who had authority to take decisions were responsible and accountable for the authority they had and for the decisions they made. Today, women want the agency without being accountable for the authority they have. And devil tells them that they can have it. So big companies, corporations, grifting content creators, authors, schools and colleges, churches, in pursuit of more clout and money, keep pushing this narrative that women can be everything they want to be, and there are no consequences to women's poor choices, and men should just accept and deal with it. And the frustrating part of the whole process is that it works because there are simps who keep serving the women and the devil. And there are corrupt content creators, big corporations, media professionals who always benefit from spreading the false information to both men and women.
Yeah.
So see, I'm kind of linking it with the propaganda and how it's being used against both men and women. In a logical world, there is no agency without responsibility. But we live in a crazy, messed up society filled with delusion, which tells women that no matter what they do, lady, you can get away with it. And some pretty women can. Yeah. Most women are not pretty, though. Most women are average and below average, who were convinced by our gynocentric society and corrupt institutions to believe that they are the supermodels here with $1 billion diamond pussy. No matter how promiscuous, delusional, entitled, egoistic, narcissistic, fat, ugly, and unhealthy they are.
Well, that's because they've had all their cake and eaten it.
Well, exactly. They want a cake and eat it too. Yeah. So unless there are simps to step up and bail women out from their disgrace and provide them with a decent living, the lies these women bought into will have a detrimental outcome for these average and below average women and our kids later in life. So, yeah. We also see the proof of it. Inequality, they call it equality, right? As long as it helps women and provides women with everything they want, it's called equality, right? Well, it's if it was pro equality, it would be called equality. It wouldn't be called feminism. Feminism, if you break down the word, it comes from femin and then ism. And if you notice, look, I just thought about it. Narcissism, feminism. Very similar engine, huh? Okay. We also see the proof of this inequality in judicial system, especially in the criminal law. For the same crime committed, a woman has less harsh sentence than a man. There were a few cases where female teachers raped boys. They destroyed the lives of these boys, and these evil women didn't get the same punishment as a male pedophile or rapist would get. This should tell you that our legal system and our society not only waive punishment and harsh consequences for the crime women commit, but they also do not value men's lives the same way they value women's lives. Even though men, objectively speaking, bring more value to our society, men build and maintain airplanes, houses, roads, electricity. They maintain the infrastructure. While women choose to be single and murder even more babies with abortions, if it turns out that the baby is not from the guy who can provide her with the best lifestyle, or if a man refuses to be a cuckold, or if he simply doesn't want to raise a child who is not biologically his. Where is the equality feminists are promoting? I don't see it.
No.
Yeah, and then I'm raising questions here. Why is nobody in the legal system fighting for men's rights? Why aren't people voting for mandatory paternity tests with a clause that would say that if a child is not biologically his child, this man is not financially liable for his child, and he's off the hook for alimony and child support? Why do not we change the family and divorce laws first to incentivize marriage for men?
I'm sure I've read recently about a couple of guys that have actually done that, challenged the paternity because they're being sued for child support, and the kids turned out not to be theirs, and they were let off the hook.
Well, yeah.
So there
in some cases, if a man has a lot of money to pay the lawyers, he can get the paternity test, right?
Yeah.
But in most states, it's not supported. It should be mandatory. If a woman, even if a woman didn't cheat on the man, especially if she didn't cheat and she knows that she's clean, just go and do the fucking test. Prove to him that it's his child. Why is it such a big deal? Usually they make a stink of it when they know that them doing this test will reveal something that they don't want this guy to see. Yeah, it will reveal that the baby is not his. Oh, you don't trust me? Sure, I don't trust you. I don't trust any woman out there. Go prove yourself.
Many years ago, I used to love watching Maury, and I don't know if you've watched it or not, the chat show. And they were always doing paternity tests, and you'd have women coming on there that are testing like the seventh man. And they're like, I'm 100% sure he's the father. And then they'd read out the DNA result and he wasn't. And you think, how many of these girls been with?
Yeah. Like you spread your legs, you're going to.
But that wasn't an isolated case. It was literally what this show was made of, was either honeypots or whatever they're called, to trap cheating guys, or paternity tests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. But yeah, I did used to have to remind myself, these are people's lives. Like that.
Yeah, they wanted to be somebody else's problem, right? I just create problem. Bail me out. Yeah. Why don't we change the family and divorce laws first to incentivize marriage for men? Instead, big media and greedy, deceitful content creators blame men for not wishing to come back to the broken marriage institution that has outrageous laws for men. All of the pain and 100% of responsibility with 0% authority, and lots of benefits for women, regardless of women's behavior. So she can treat him like a slave. She can work on him. She can do whatever she wants. And then she still gets the custody for kids. Kids are just a tool. in a modern mindset. They are just a tool to extract more resources from a man. So our legal system even gives her the kids so that she could milk the guy even more.
Yeah.
So all she needs to do is spread her legs, pop up a kiddo, not even from the guy who is a provider man, right?
Yeah.
Pop up a kiddo from the F-boy, and then cuckold the guy that you're with in taking care of the baby that is not biologically his baby. Like, perfect layout for the feminists out there. Perfect. Because she gets the genetics passed on to the next generation. And then how do we sell it to men? Oh my gosh. The Christ pill guys who were like, but this is your bloodline. This is your bloodline, man. Don't you want your bloodline? Yeah, if there was the 100% proof that, yes, his genes would be passed on to the next generation, but there is none.
Yeah.
Because you can't guarantee that a woman would keep it in her pants. You can't guarantee that she wouldn't spread her legs. Even with the guy who wants his genes to be passed on. And look, a lot of couples, they because they skip the paternity test, they are raising somebody else's kids.
Yeah.
And women are abusing the system because there are no consequences for them. They still marry this man who like, oh yeah, she loves me, she touched my pee-pee, how Glenn Lawrence would say. So now I give up everything for her. Oh, my sweetheart, I love you so much. Let me take care of all of the kids. You pop up with somebody else, I'll take care of all of them because I'm such a good man. Like, no, you suck as a man because you accept her the way she is. She belongs to the streets. Kick her to the curb.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm in a mood today, Eamma. We are going through some serious stuff here. Here. Marriage rates will keep falling until people in power realize that it no longer serves them. And they kind of realize it, but they want to blame it on men. So instead of fixing the institution, instead of fixing the laws that only benefit one party, which is women, they are saying, oh man, it's your fault. You need to man up. You need to do better. Like, how much better like should they do? They are already doing a lot of things. You know, maybe you should address women's problems. So instead of solving the problem, instead of actually doing something about it, they just say, man up, do better, be a better servant leader, and come back to the church, marry women. In other words, come back to the plantation men. Of course, they will never mention that men are supposed to marry fat, entitled whores who want to have their backs blown out by multiple cocks at once. We actually watched a video, one girl, the busty girl.
So I want to know what you're watching.
Yeah, I know. Glenn, thanks for showing it to us. Yes, I still have your vision in front of me. And she was saying that, why should I commit to woman? I'm a young woman. I want to experience my fullest potential. And I'm like, okay, her fullest potential is her back to be blown up by multiple dudes at once, I guess. Because this is what she was saying. You know, she wanted it. I'm like, okay, yeah, man, go, marry this horse. Seriously. Yeah, they do not mention that a man will be financially raped in the divorce court by this horse, and they will lose custody over their kids. Their bloodline, regardless of who initiates the divorce. So even if a woman cheats on their husband and the husband decides to cheat on her, oh, it's your fault. This is what happened to my husband when his wife cheated on him. It's still, he went to church, and the church told him, oh, what did you do wrong? Like, nothing, she cheated on me. Yeah. So they don't want to listen to the real men's stories because real men's lives do not matter to them. And their experiences are irrelevant. This is why the big media, they don't really want to talk to the red pill guys, to the guys who have been kicked into their teeth. They don't want to listen to Nick's story, for example. He's the pastor and he was kicked out from his own church.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. You want to solve the problem, or you just want to blah, 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 blah? I'm kind of tired of this generation who are just so entirely self-focused and absorbed that they don't see anybody else. They're like, oh, I'm good, I'm settled. The anecdotal evidence, just because I'm good and wealthy and everything is great, I'm married to some wife who doesn't cheat on me yet. If I just sell the popular narrative here, I'll get more clout for myself, I'll get more money. So, but the lives of other men, okay, you just eat the bullets, man, I guess. So if men unite and fight for their rights, if they fight for the biblical patriarchy, challenge the institutions, uncorrupt the church and the state, if men are rational, if they set higher standards for women and think about the future of our children, of our upcoming generations, we can mitigate the damage that has been done to our society, and we can slowly start to undo it. The founding fathers were fighting for our future and well-being, and they would not want us to have the problems we have today. Mm-hmm. Why don't we fight for the upcoming generations? Why do a lot of men give up and enjoy the decline? Why do men accept and adapt to the feminist ideology instead of fighting it? And I understand some adaptation is necessary for survival. I'm talking about principles and standards here. Men who adapt their principles to feminism give up their masculine frame and defer to female frame. They embrace feminism as much as the actual feminists do. Like the active feminists, I should say, like active feminists. Active feminists. These men are being cynical, especially when they say feminism is bad. These men are being conquered by women. And here, the last few paragraphs. Ladies, you are convinced that these big corporations, media cloud chasing content creators, and the state are your best friends who bear your best interests in heart. But they're not.
They really sound, the way you've worded it all, it's bringing to mind for me the modern day serpent with the fruit. Yes,
Well, I tried to. I'm glad that you actually share your observations through the article. This was my point, because you see how devil got his way into the institutions, and with feminism, with the manipulation, it is trying to impact women. And everybody is lying to women too. I'm not saying that women are not the culprits out there, because the fact that women deny accountability and choose to appeal to victimhood whenever it suits them, completely disregarding their responsibility for their wrongdoing. I'm still holding women accountable, because they are the ones who chose to believe this bullshit. They're the ones who created this mess. And look, Adam is, yes, he is weak because he gave up his frame to the woman, but he could detect the evil and he could say no to evil. He could say no to the devil and his damned fruit. Right?
But he can't say no to pussy.
Kind of my point. Kind of my point here. So some men can, I'm not saying like those men who actually learn the right lesson from the Bible, they can. And they're usually the ones that women want to be with, that women respect. and that women have genuine desire for. Because in the end, men and women are supposed to complement each other. God created us to procreate, right? And to be together, to help each other out in our own ways, right? Not that like, oh, I'm going to help him. Here I am. I'm working on my muscles. I'm doing like the men's jobs and stuff. No, go instead, learn how to be a woman. If you haven't learned it, if your mother didn't teach you that, because she's still a fucking feminist, and most women are today, find somebody who can teach you how to be a woman. Not just like the feminist entitled bitch out there, and a lot of courses, a lot of yoga instructors, a lot of fitness instructors, a lot of dating coaches are misleading you. They are lying to you, ladies. So it only works short term, and for a very small number of pretty women while they are still young and can pull it off. It's very short-sighted strategy. Then it stops working. They are making bulk tons of money from your naivety, stupidity, and ignorance. They sold your future and the future of your kids for pocket money by selling you a dream. Okay, here I need to correct it. You by selling you a dream that will never happen to most women. And it looks like they do not want to solve any of the issues our society experiences today. And you were too stupid, naive, and ignorant to buy into it. So just own it, admit it, and be better, because you can and you should be better than just being an entitled lazy bitch who thinks she deserves nice things and good attitude because she was born with precious vagina. So women were not designed to have any agency. Historically, women were passed from the father to their husband. If women sinned, the dad or the husband would be responsible for her debts and wrongdoing. This is why we see women going crazy when they get all of that agency, control, and authority, because women essentially do not know what to do with it. Look how many wars were started by women. How much chaos was created by women in power. Women do not know what to do with this authority that was and still is given to them, and that women so happily took and keep taking away from men. At what expense, though, do women enjoy this power, control, and freedom of choice? Okay, and here, were men stupid for giving up their authority to women? Yes, absolutely. But they are not the only party involved. You ladies are taking away a lot of authority from men by voting for more feminist bullshit. You are castrating your husbands by being in charge. You are destroying your kids' future. There is even this phrase, let him be a man. Eamma, have you heard this one, this phrase on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, men will be men as well.
Yeah. Which implies, well, then when she lets him be a man, right? Which implies that you ladies have more authority than a man, and you give him permission to be what he was born to be.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself, why do you hear these empowering messages around you? What's their purpose? What's the agenda behind them? We don't hear anywhere a phrase, let her be a woman, addressed to men, right?
Yeah.
Just let her be a woman, right? Because we automatically assume if she looks like a woman, she behaves like one because she was born to be a woman and she doesn't need anyone's permission to be a woman. But somehow, in the case of men, we need to give them permission to be men so that they can behave like men. How entitled is that?
Pretty entitled.
And then if you ladies want 100% of responsibility, like I wish, right? If you ladies, if you ladies want 100% of authority and your man, husband or boyfriend to have 100% of responsibility for your choices, you want a slave. A lot of wise men realize the game you are playing and they do not want to engage in it. They check out and choose not to deal with any women, even the ones who are traditional and authentically pro-biblical patriarchy, even the ones who choose to vote against feminism. So the actions of bad entitled women, they impact the choices and the lives of good women who have good intentions. These women are very rare. They are the minority as well, just as rational masculine men are. Men are being kicked into their teeth more often than women, so they have better connection with reality. You ladies are destroying the lives of your sons and daughters because by the time they grow up, your daughters will become feminist whores and your sons will either commit a suicide. Oops, I don't think we can use that word. Well, anyway, they will self-delete. They will be going through a painful divorce with some entitled bitch, or they will fuck women for free sex without long-term commitment. Either way, it doesn't end well for women in the long run, because men eventually men will figure out that we can just fuck women without any consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So women will be left without husbands. So what are you winning? Rich sexual experience? Oh wait, you want your back being blown out by the penises of multiple chairs and tyroons, don't you? Is this experience worth the destruction of a family unit and sacrifice of your children's lives and well-being? How come nobody calls you a murderer for committing abortion, for killing your babies like Casey Anthony did, and for killing the future life perspectives of your kids? How come nobody calls and shames you for being a killer of men's lives? How come you are not prosecuted for ruining your family, your husband's life, and your kids' lives? How come you are not imprisoned for life for physically killing your husband or man, or psychologically leading them to do it themselves? How come nobody prosecutes you for cheating on your husband? How come nobody punishes you for taking half of what your husband owns and worked for his entire life in a divorce court, and then you take away kids from him the moment he becomes inconvenient for you and you decide to cheat on him? Or you don't think that just because men control their emotions better, they are robots without feelings? Okay, or do you think that just because men control their emotions better, they are robots without feelings? Men are not humans. Do you think that just because he expresses his emotions differently, he is not emotionally savvy, he's lacking emotional intelligence, and something is wrong with him? In your mind, are men here on this planet to deliver you pleasure and satisfy your every crazy whim? Like, obviously, the answer is yes from a feminist, right? Or can't men feel devastated by the damage you create, divorcing your husbands for a new cock, financially raping your ex-husband in court, and taking his kids away from him? Why does nobody imprison you for false accusations of men who, in fact, did no harm to you? Like in the case of Nick, Christianity Unplugged, his wife got away with alimony and they had 7 children. So she has custody of 7 kids. And she falsely accused him. And it's like, lady, you should be in jail.
Yeah.
For doing the damage that you did. And they don't realize that this damage that they created for their children as well, because they show to their children how to run the relationship, right? And then their kids are being raised without the father figure.
Yeah.
Which is like the worst thing that can ever happen. I'm so grateful I was raised with the father, and I still have the father, and I talk to him. And if you don't have a father figure, I suggest that you find yourself a father figure. There are a few father figures in the red pill community. You could Apiso could be a father figure for many, and he in fact is. Yeah. If you play by the feminist script, you are a nasty, evil, conniving, and entitled bitch whose priorities are all messed up. You throw everyone and everything under the bus in pursuit of your happiness, which will never be achieved because the more you get, the more you want.
Yep.
You will never be satisfied with what you have. You will never be grateful for what you have. And this is why we see the feminist women fighting for more money, more power and independence from men, placing government in between the marriage. You will even sacrifice your own kids to fulfill your lustful dreams and follow your deceitful by devil heart. You will use your kids as a meal ticket to extract more resources from your husband, and if he you will extract more resources from your husband using your kids if he didn't vet you properly. And the problem is, guys, that when you meet traditional conservative women or the trad wives, you have to vet them harder, because a lot of women, they are good at hiding shit. Okay, so if you find a traditional wife, or she calls herself to be a traditional wife or a traditional conservative, vet her harder. We've done a few videos with Glenn where the trad wife was basically a former porn star.
Oh,
And then she settled down with a man, she got married, and maybe she still keeps doing her porn lifestyle, but this is the stuff that you should be checking. Okay, follow Paul from Common Man podcast, and follow Glenn Lawrence. They have a lot of good content for you guys. Follow RP Thor. They talk about these topics, how men should vet their women, what kind of standards men should possibly place on their women, because I know that it's hard, especially when you guys have been living without authority for a long time. You don't even know, like, oh, like, what should I ask for in a woman? Historically, this would be your dad or your grandfather who would tell you, okay, these are the girls you consider, these are the girls you stay away from. And the same would apply to girls, to women. There would be the mother or the grandmother, and also the grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
They would vet the boyfriend for her. Yeah, but it's all gone now. So you have to be careful. So you will use your kids as a meal ticket. Okay, I've read this one. And no amount of repenting can release you from your sins. This is another thing I noticed. These porn stars, OnlyFans girls, they're like, oh, I just repent. I confess. I'm honest. Okay, I'm there. I'm like, no, it's not enough. The damage you created to yourself, to your body count, right? And then the potential damage you create for your kids, no, it's unrecoverable. You can't undo it. Once you have 1,000 boyfriends that you slept with, you can't undo that number. So no amount of repent can release you from your sins. No amount of repenting can heal the damage you've created. It's not just enough to repent your wrongdoing. You have to stop sinning. And this is harder than you think. Most people repent, but they keep sinning, in which case they are not being sincere. They don't mean what they say.
They're not repenting then, are they? They're just saying it.
They're just saying it, yeah. And I mean, like, repent, okay, like, I repent emotionally, like, she can cry, and, yeah, I should probably, like, work on this phrase here, to make it more clear. They think that if they confess it, it will somehow ease their path to heaven. They mistakenly believe that by doing so, they will somehow soften the punishment and the outcomes. And they do not even have to change their behavior to go to heaven. See, they just like, okay, I repented, I regret it, right? I said so. So now, where is my path to heaven, right? Yeah, and I keep sinning, I keep committing the same mistake over and over again. Because there is no serious consequence to them. Nobody holds them accountable. Well, the people who try to hold them accountable and place higher standards, they're called misogynists. We are misogynists with you, Eamma, here.
Yep.
So if you find a church, congregation, a greedy content creator who accepts you with all your sins, who worships you the way you are, who disregards your past, and who demands love and acceptance for you from others, know that you are on the wrong path. You are on the dangerous, deceitful route straight to devil's hands. If you want the actual change and healing, you need to accept the correction of your behavior, and you need to adjust your behavior. And even then, you repenting can't undo the damage you created. There are always consequences to your choices. Nowhere in the Bible it says that men are supposed to accept you for your wrongdoing. If the institution doesn't hold you accountable and doesn't call out your bad behavior, if you are not corrected, and if you are not challenged to change your behavior, you are in a corrupt institution that doesn't want you to improve in a godly way. They keep you there for your money because you fund their lifestyle and because you keep the lights on during their misleading sermons. You can pay them to keep you around. Everything is for sale today, even your come to Jesus moment and your second virginity title. So ladies, if you want a second virginity title, just go to some feminist church out there. They will sell it to you. You will get this title. And the stupid man, your only hope will be that some stupid simps out there will trust this title, you know? It's like a certificate. Boom. Here you go. You got your certificate. You paid for it, right? So whatever you want, sweetheart, congratulations. Oh, this is how they would say it, I think. Congratulations, whore. Now our church congregation issues you a second virginity status or title. But you are still a run-through whore with multiple male DNAs floating in your body. Yeast infection, among other STDs. But either way, you deserve a high-value man to wife you up. This is what they would say, right?
Yep.
They know who she is, and they are willing to accept her money just to sell her the fucking lie. So how dare are those slaves, I'm talking about men here, and it's not me, it's the institution, right? It's the church. You get it, right?
Yeah.
So how dare are those slaves for not marrying you? How dare are they for not taking care of you and providing you with the wonderful lifestyle you deserve? For your money, okay, wait a second here. Vote and okay, for your money, vote and attendance, we will tell you anything you want to hear, dear whore. And we will force those men into loving and accepting you the perfect way you are, even with 1,000 body count that you have. Just stay with us, dear whore, and pay us more money to spread the word and love of devil for you. Well, they're not going to say devil, they will say God, but it's just,
Yeah.
They are promoting the devil's message there. So, ladies, analyze the relationships, and also men, analyze the relationships around you and your prior relationships too. Analyze the relationship between your parents. Who was and still is wearing pants in your family? Is it your mother or is it your father? And if you ladies think you have agency, then you should be accountable. And you should be accountable and 100% for... Okay, I need to add some warp here. Okay, lots of typos. I'm glad that we are doing it here, Emma. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it up to you, but
that's okay.
You don't mind reading it, right?
What do you want me to actually read it, or
no, like that we are doing it together here?
No, not
you
at
don't
all.
mind it? Okay. So, ladies, if you think you have agency, then you should be accountable and have 100% of responsibility for your own decisions without demanding more support, love, and attention from others, without demanding high-value men, and without relying on the army of Sims to bail you out from your disgrace and your stupid life choices, and without relying on the corrupt churches and government's benefits and assistance. Now, how do you like this agency when you have to be responsible for your own decisions by yourself? This would be an actual equal agency should you wish one. So yeah, share your thoughts, guys, and observations, and remember to join us for more live streams. And yeah, as I mentioned before, join the Bible study with Glenn Lawrence and Nick from Christianity Unplugged. And this article is actually based on the conversation that Glenn Lawrence had. I was inspired by the conversation he had with Steve Sandman. He is an old school engineer, and also he has been in the red pill for a while. So yeah, we went through all of it. Oh my, we have some people joining us. Sorry guys, I couldn't read your comments while we were reading. Here you go. Oh, I see Johnny joined us. Nice to see you, Johnny. He's the friend of Ashton.
Yeah.
You remember him, right?
Yes. Hey, Johnny.
To schism. Yeah. Are you talking about like narcissism and feminism, the same ending? You also noticed that, huh? Okay. Are you saying that women have golden pussy syndrome? You know? That's a good way to put it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, let me write it down. Golden. I will use your suggestions and syndrome with a $1 million special diamond pussy that I said. Yeah. Well, I mean, are you surprised? Are you surprised? After everything that women hear, all of the institutions, they hear it on social media, they hear it on TV, they hear it, they watch it in the books, right? They read it in the books. Okay, let's read this one. Most people think that man can't lead until a woman allows him to lead. Yeah, exactly. Because as I told you, like, let him be a man. Do you remember? Let him be a man. So women have the power and authority to tell men, oh, okay, now you are allowed to be a man. But then when you behave in a toxic way, see how they try to, what's the word I'm looking for? It was in my mind. Sanitize it, So this part of masculinity is okay, I accept it. So if some bad dude attacks me, I want you to defend me, right? That's acceptable male behavior in a feminist mind, right? But when a man tries to correct a woman and her wrongdoing, oh, you are mean, you're not supposed to do that. Or like he's not emotionally available to her because he has to work, right? She's like, oh, you're not emotionally available. Boom, divorce. Oh, I'm going to cheat on you. You see, because I need somebody who is more emotionally available for me. How convenient. How convenient. Yeah, and as an example, Eamma, let's just go to my bullshit folder. I'm going to show you the messages I mean when I say that, like love yourself, ladies, love yourself, and accept yourself. Yeah, this will create the golden pussy syndrome, Steve. Let's look at it. Okay, you see my bullshit folder here, right? I have a lot of videos here. Well, the recent one is actually here. Let's check this one. You can disregard the picture, but just see what she's writing here. I realized the other day that I've been never looked at myself in the mirror and tell that person I love you. So, meaning to yourself, you tell to yourself that you love yourself. Okay, I love being on camera. I love getting pictures taken of me, but I've never looked at myself and told you I love you. Come on, you. Oh my gosh. Knowing all of who I am, the good, the bad, the ugly, knowing all my secrets, the conservations I have in my mind that I would dare not let anyone hear. Yet still looking at myself straight in the eye and saying, I love you. I love all of who you are, even at your worst. You see? Like, maybe this lady is not a bad person, okay? I have nothing against that. But like the message that it creates for women, like promoting more entitlement. Yeah, ladies, love yourself. Even the worst, if you behave like a complete slow out there, if you are a manipulative, conniving bitch out there, you still love yourself and accept yourself, and the rest of the world should accept you too.
But I'm also looking at that as well. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to be a good partner. Because you'll be bringing in all of your bullshit. Because if you truly love yourself, and who you are as a person, that makes you a better person. You're more accepting of other people. So that would actually make you a better girlfriend or wife.
Well, but then why
not doing it selfishly? Then yes, I agree. But that's how I'm looking at it as well.
Well, and this is where I think content creators should be more accountable for the messages that they are sending. Eamma, I agree with you. Yes, people should love themselves in a healthy way.
Because if you don't like who you are as a person and you've got loads of bullshit going on in your head and how you feel about yourself and all your insecurities, if you go into a relationship, you're just going to be projecting all of that and you'll be bringing that good man down. So if you do truly love who you are as a person, then you'll be coming into a relationship and be able to make a better relationship.
Maybe from a female logic, I just don't I still don't get it, because
I do also see where you're coming from with the selfishness and and it's teaching you
the narcissism that women take, and then they won't accept any correction from a man. So because she loves herself the way she is, this implies that she has no room for improvement. You see, like the problem.
If you have that attitude as a human being, then you just need to check your attitude and start again.
Yeah, but then you don't make the post like this, you know, like you don't say like, okay, if you love yourself, then explain like how do you love yourself, not just like, oh, I'm so in love with myself. This is just toxic and narcissistic.
Okay.
If you say that, look, if you want to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your body, right? You need to take care of your mind. This is how you are like effectively loving yourself, right? You are taking care of yourself. You are improving, you are working on yourself.
Yeah.
Why not to promote these messages? Why to say like, oh, just accept myself the way I am. I'm a perfect human being. I can do no wrong. Nobody can correct me. Like I'm not against like, okay, but we need to find a way how to express like this self-love in a more healthier way, you know, that doesn't promote more narcissism.
Yeah,
especially like big content creators like teachers, you know, fitness instructors, yoga instructors. Why do we promote this bullshit? Like, love and love. English, this month I'm committing to facing myself in the mirror every day. Okay, and this is the love that she is explaining. I love you. Yes, just look at yourself in the mirror. All you need to do, ladies, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. Yes, I manifest. Yes, I'm the best human being out here. Just like, you know, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, not just saying it just to say it, but really sit and mean it. Yes, the more you think about it, the quadruple effect is going to have on you. Yes, manifest, yes. But really sitting with it and uncovering the depths of what it really means. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to waste my time here. It's like 30 minutes of a day. I'm going to look at the mirror and tell myself how much I love myself. Instead of like doing the dishes, doing something that could benefit my relationship with my husband. No, why should I listen to this girl?
Yeah. I love how she's saying it's all about her, you know, and that she's doing this for herself, but yet there's 3 phones there, which implies lots of people. So
it's always about themselves. Solipsism.
Yeah.
Self-focused, self-centered. And then these are the people who are teaching our kids. These are the people that we are supposed to believe. Content creators should be more accountable for the words they are saying. They should be held to higher standards. And this is what I'm doing here. This is what we are doing here. If you don't like it, if you can't tolerate any constructive criticism, get out of here. Okay, nobody is holding you here. You're watching all of this content at your own risk and at your own discretion. If there is something you don't like, please don't watch it. I hope that you didn't miss the disclaimer at the beginning. I should probably put another note under there somewhere. And being open with whatever it is that I'll discover. Like, what do you expect to discover there? You look, you stare at the mirror. It reminds me of the Russian ritual of how you can attract your. It's actually a pagan. It comes from paganism, you know. When you look at the mirror and you surround yourself with the candles and you stare at the mirror and you just try to force to see the man, your future husband in there. You know this one, right? Yep. It's like, what do you expect to uncover there from staring at the mirror? Your soul coming out of there, or like what? I don't understand. Have you done this for yourself? Have you genuinely looked at yourself in the mirror and told that person, I love you? And you know, literally every single girl on Instagram pretty much sends the same kind of message. She thinks she's unique, and they always, I love it how they frame it. It's probably you haven't heard of it yet, or you haven't done it yet. I'm like, literally, I've seen it over and over and over again. Come up with something else. You think that you are being creative? You are not. You're just copying somebody else's grief, and you are hoping to get more people watching and liking your content. Jeez, that was quite a fume here. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, tell us what you think about this. I saw it the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is why we have the population, the generation of toxic, narcissistic women mostly. Because of the content creators like this.
Yeah.
Because of the messages that these content creators are sending. And it's not a personal attack. I have nothing against that person. But if you can't differentiate between the message and the person, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
I like that person. She's a great person. She might be a great wife, and among other things, she might be a great teacher. But like this kind of message specifically, this is what ruins our society. And we need more criticism of that kind of content. It's not done enough. I have more for you guys, but we've been already for a while here. So let's leave it for next week. Yeah, I always have more content for you guys.
But I enjoyed your article.
Oh, you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for reading it with me, because now I need to go back to these points that I pointed out and make some corrections in there. And this is how long it takes. Like first I write it, I post it so that it's saved, because I'm afraid that if I don't post it, it won't be saved. And then I start editing and correcting and adjusting it, Yeah. Oh, Ashton, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Nice stream. Sorry, it was gone to store. Oh, okay. What are you celebrating? We'll rewatch the stream. Yes, please do. Rewatch the stream. I was actually hoping that you would be there, because we were talking. Today's message was for women, essentially. Men could benefit from it too, but it was mostly for women. So I think you could learn a lot from, and if you want to go read the article again. Yeah, but we kind of watched the article and commented on it with the stream. So if you can rewatch it. Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Steve, Johnny, and Ashton. Great to see you guys. I hope that Accounting Ship is doing well. We miss his spicy comments.
It's not like him to miss a stream, is it? But
yeah, he's usually there. Well, maybe something happened, so I hope that it's nothing major, nothing serious. He will be back. So yeah, we need you, Accounting Ship. Come back. Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you, Eamma, for doing it with me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. And next time I'll try to get more people. I hope that maybe Sam, maybe Glenn will join us. I'll need to talk to Glenn and see when he can make it. Maybe it's too early for him. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. I will read the article and provide you some feedback. I will contact you through Glenn. Okay, Steve. Oh, this is Steve. Yeah. I mentioned you in the article.
I did notice his username, but so I did wonder if it was the same one.
Sam, I didn't pay attention to the last name. I'm so sorry. I usually I try to read the comments, and the name I often skip. Sorry, Steve. Yeah, I really enjoyed your video with Glenn. Please provide some feedback, okay, if you have some. And I'm going to make some adjustments as we went through it, and I'll make some corrections. Yeah, and feel free to leave the comments also under the article if you find more typos. Yeah, sometimes I read it and reread it, and I'm like, okay, I think I said that, but then okay, I missed one word or a verb that connects the sentence together, so I need to go back and look at it again. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. See you next time. Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone, and take care.
Bye.
Bye.